Michael, the Mercedes guy here, and this is a common problem on 116 cars, and that is the amber light bulb holder comes apart. Now, you can get another one and splice it in, solder it and all that, but I actually fix these by re-crimping the nylon in the hole. So start by removing the bulb. Then remove this rubber gasket. Then I'm going to make a little setup right here because I can't take this to my vise. Okay, our next step is to build a little bench right here. I'll use a bucket. This is actually my water bucket. I always keep the water bucket in the garage with a floating container. That way you can put out a little fire before it gets big. But with water in there, it's real stationary. And I'm showing how to do this two different ways. One, if you don't have a vise, but this requires a helper. And that is, I got a piece of pipe here, looks like 2-inch. And you have your helper hold this end wrench on the end of that pipe. Then you insert this in here and use your hammer and punch. If you have a vise, a mobile vise, which everybody should have, this little baby right here, you can get them at yard sales pretty cheap. They make great Christmas presents. But anyway, this is a much easier way to do it. And a better way. You want to be careful. You don't want to, this is pot metal, it's very easy to damage. Okay, I've got my vise set up here, and this has a tab on it, and there's a slot, so it only goes in there one way. And you just barely have enough length on the wires. There. Now, it's almost back where supposed to be, just a little bit here. I'm using a punch with a flat end. Whoop, it popped out. It's kind of tricky because there's tension. There's a spring in there. And you have to get it below the old crimps. So what I'm going to do, that's below the crimp. I'm going to go ahead and crimp this a little bit more. I don't even need the punch to do that. Then I'm going to get the other side in. Whew. And you have to keep that pressure on. Okay, now it's staying in there, but what we want to do is get a little more crimping going on here. It's actually called swagging. So that's in pretty good. And I'm going to turn it a little bit. So, old vise. Turn this around so I can get the other side. And again, the vise is really the way to go. Gonna make sure that's in there real good and keep pressure on. And it's a done deal. Now it'll work.